I have been fighting for 60 minutes! So Persona 5 The Phantom X had its first version update with 1.1, bringing in the electrifying video game character Yui, and also the fan favorite greatest healer in the game, Marian, who still doesn't have a synergy link. SEGA, please, I'm begging you. Then we also have this fun roguelike game with Metro of Desire. Finally, the climax of Shun and Miyazawa's story. But why is this boss so hard though? Everything seems to be an amazing victory lap after P5X's strong launch. But the reception the game received was concerning to say the least. That said, it doesn't mean that P5X is doomed to EOS, no matter what the Doom posters want you to believe. Especially since P5X Global actually responded to the players' feedback. That in itself is already a positive sign that the devs and publishers are willing to listen. Other gacha games never responded in situations like this, and they tend to wait out the angry storm of players, and some developers might even double down out of pure stubbornness, because they know their community will keep spending, no matter how rocky things get. So good on P5X Global for finally saying something. However, this doesn't really fix the whole situation of the game, especially since we still don't know what they have in store for us, and we'll have to wait for their next livestream on the 1.2 update. These next steps will make or break P5X, and it's highly important for them to focus on player empowerment, because that's exactly what they need for the future of Persona 5 The Phantom X. But before that though, if you're excited for Yusuke to steal your pulls in P5X, then like this video and join Otaka Define for more P5X content. So SEGA right now needs to focus on player empowerment because this will greatly help the future of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Gacha as a live service game just doesn't work the same way as single player titles. Unlike traditional games that launch as a full package and are judged all at once, gachas evolve over time, shaped by ongoing updates and how developers and players respond to each other along the way. The reason why gacha games succeed is because the players themselves support the game out of love, and that love stems from the game's generosity and transparency. Gacha players tend to stay with the game more if the rates are clearly displayed, as it builds trust, rather than just high odds. This is according to a study by Lakich et al. In 2023. Furthermore, a study in China regarding Gen Z users and the impact of mobile games said that a thriving gacha economy smartly designed by the devs can be seen as generous. That in turn can convert non-spenders into paying users by fostering attachment. And of course, guaranteed rewards can maximize the player's interest instead of feeling mistreated, as stated by the same study. Hence why we really need that 100% rate of banner to be included in the global version. Player empowerment should be SEGA's focus to ensure the good future of P5X. Now looking at the 1.1 update, its content is actually good. However, it did miss a lot of things, and it raised questions about the game's future, especially since the community felt like they were being treated unfairly compared to other servers like China and Korea. So how exactly can they empower the players and help the future of Persona 5 The Phantom X with all of these things going on? Well, it starts with transparency, since this whole situation got out of hand with the argument about the game's soft pity. If players know clearly the actual gacha rates of P5X, then they wouldn't feel confused. Stating legibly what the current gacha rates are can help the players plan their pulls ahead and manage expectations, instead of them hoping to get a 5-star banner character in less than 80 pulls, only to end up frustrated when it doesn't happen. Speaking of transparency, Marian's inclusion to the standard banner caused a lot of confusion and resulted in uncontrolled misinformation. Thus, we ended up having Doom posters saying that Marian will never get added to the standard banner, despite the devs saying that she will eventually be added. This could have been avoided if it was clearly stated in the livestream which patch version Marian would be added in the standard banner. Once again, transparency is key in reassuring players that the developers have have their best interests in mind. Aside from this, P5X should regularly communicate with the player base, although they have since apologized for the delay of 1.1's livestream. Developers and publishers need to keep players informed about upcoming changes, especially major updates like version patches. Sharing this information helps players plan their game time and decide which characters to prioritize. And props to SEGA for actually providing a roadmap here, and it does seem exciting. Aside from that, they should also increase the frequency of posts to address player concerns and share news about the game more regularly. Speaking of live streams, players feel more valued when they're awarded for staying updated on the game's future. Hence why we have this exchange code in the menu, but we still haven't gotten any rewards from it. It will be good if we're given meta jewels for watching the live stream. It builds a sense of camaraderie between the devs and the players, and the compensation is there to let us know that our time is being appreciated. Consistent and clear communication can do wonders for P5X's future, as a herd player base tends to become more supportive of the game. Additionally, there should be fair compensation across all regions. This whole situation of P5X took a turn when players discovered that a patch update had less compensation compared to other regions. This is common in gachas where other countries are favored more than the other, and this always results in players leaving the game. Now, they might just be backloading the rewards, like giving more on even numbered patch versions but less on the ad ones. But that doesn't seem like a good strategy, and it doesn't help the reputation of the game. It only paints it in the wrong way, which is what happened in 1.1. Since the global server is catching up to others, players will often look at what the other regions receive. So it's far better to compensate all of them with the same amount. This includes the double drop events, login rewards, and even the difficulty for clearing endgame content. And props to the CN community for actually helping the global players advocate for fair compensation. With this, the 1.2 livestream will decide the future of P5X. If we see these changes happening that empowers the players, then we will surely see the game making a great comeback. But let's be honest here, P5X is still an amazing game. And I know that I've said this multiple times already, but it really does feel like a free Persona game. It will be a huge loss if this will be the full potential of P5X, as the Persona series in itself is beloved not just by the global fans, but virtually everyone. Not just because its themes resonate deeply with audiences, but because the Persona series is a game that has perfectly reflected the internal conflicts many people have experienced. Whether it's feeling isolated for not fitting with social norms or grappling with issues like sexuality, its focus on values and social challenges is highly appreciated by the players. Persona has become an IP that authentically represents everyone's journey to understand and accept their true selves. SEGA wouldn't want to let this whole situation damage the image and branding of Persona games. They cannot let this be the reason why people will now look twice before playing another Persona game, especially since Persona 4 Revival is set to come out in fiscal year 2027. And look at that, their Steam page is up and we can wishlist the game in Xbox and PS5. Not to mention that Persona 6 is fast approaching and they even recently updated their domain for it. Hence why player empowerment is needed not just for P5X, but for the future of all Persona games. But hey, all we can do for now is wait for the 1.2 livestream and see where it goes from there. For now, we can stockpile on more meta jewels for Yusuke and Makoto. And I hope by that time we can have the 100% write-up banner so I can finally avoid losing my pulls to Morgana. If you're curious why we need that, then check this video out. Join Otaka Define for more Persona content. This is Math, and stay awesome my dudes.